Let's just go ahead and start with what is going on right now. There are no fly zones in most of the Middle East. And let's just go through the list. So, right now, at least 8 countries have declared their airspace closed. And that includes, of course, Iran, Israel, Iraq, Jordan, Qatar or Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, and the UAE, United Arab Emirates, which includes Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and all flights at Dubai International Airport, which is the world's busiest for international travel, and the Al Maktoum International Airport are suspended until further notice. Emirates Airline has suspended all operations, citing multiple regional airspace closures. It is Ramadan, and my heart goes out to all that are affected, especially during such a high holy time of the year, right? It is also Lenten season. So, yeah, so much to deal with there. Yes, Qatar Airways has also temporarily canceled all flights to and from Doha. There are people that were en route to come back home from Doha Airport in Qatar and got turned around. They are not sure when they'll be able to return home. And it's heartbreaking because I also know a couple people who are, caught in the chaos. What else? British Airways suspended certain routes. Turkish Airlines suspended flights to Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran, and Jordan at least until Monday. So, yeah, the borders are at an interesting place. What I want to do is I'm gonna play um, some of the real time stories from some people that are there with boots on the ground. I also want us to connect the dots because there are certain things that I think people are only paying attention to at the surface level without digging deep and without, trying to sound like I know everything because I absolutely don't. Um, there are some things that it's just, how can I say? Yeah, it's just interesting the timing. Let's just say that. So I'm going to go ahead and share why is the airspace closed? Hey, good to see you. The airspace is closed because uh, I don't know if we've officially declared it a war, but the U.S. is, in a conflict in the Middle East along with Israel, and there have been attacks, and um, there's currently drones and other missile type things happening. Yeah, so I'm gonna share some firsthand accounts, y'all. I am literally, the goal was to be on camera. I didn't even know it was already after 10. And I'm sitting up here like literally, should I say it? Like in my bra. So I was like, let me hurry up. Let me hurry up. Hey, Dr. Franklin. Well, Brown Franklin, I'm sorry. So good to see that and hear that everything in Thailand is safe. Listen, Thailand has been through enough within the past year, well, Bangkok specifically. And then there were some earthquakes, I know. So I'm happy to hear that right now things are safe. And yeah, we have to catch up. And I don't know. emailed you someplace else too a while ago, but I never heard back. So anyway, we'll catch up some way somehow. What's up, LJ? So good to see you. I hope everything is um going well where you are, as well as um I think is our homegirl with still there as well. I'm not sure, but I wanted to put this little avatar in, at least my little picture from when I was spent time in the United Arab Emirates, which I absolutely loved. And so again, just knowing people that are there who live there as well, move there, and some of things that they're dealing with. But I did want to start with, let me see if I can find her video real quick. And this is from Israel. This is from, oh goodness. Hold on one second. We've been in communication today. And then now she's not, well, hopefully she's sleeping. But I do want to pull up her. Oh my gosh, there's just so much going on. Give me one second, y'all. And of course, because I do have the travel community, it just, I get messages to, from people I know as well as people I don't know, to repost, to contact people, to, so it's just been an intense day. And the time has, and I'm still going through messages, both DMs and WhatsApp messages. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this screen really quick. Oh, if you're new here, hey everybody, what's up? I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, and on this channel we talk all things wellness, travel, and money. And today it's all about travel. What did I say? Wellness and wellness, mental wellness, spiritual wellness, all the wellnesses, because we are in some interesting times. Um, but knowledge is power, right? And so I am going to share um, this beautiful sister's story, well, multiple stories that she has shared online. Destiny Little, I think Little John is her last name. She played under Dawn Staley at the University of South Carolina. She now plays overseas. And we're just going to listen to some of what happened um, in Israel earlier today. And it's quite intense. So, oops, here we go. Let me see which one I want to play first. Okay. So this, I'll start with the first one that she posted. Let me see. Yeah, she hasn't really updated. So let me see. Okay.
I have packed all of my stuff up and I'm headed to my teammates' place where they have a safe room in their place. So I'm a lot more comfortable there because, yeah, I'm just a lot more comfortable. Keep you guys updated. Everything is quiet right now. There's no more missiles and
So this was 12 hours ago, between 12 and 13. You never know with Instagram. But this was the beginning of um, her fear, right? The fear that she was literally living in a, there's certain words you can and can't say, and it just makes me mad. Like I tried to post something with the word WAR on another platform and it wouldn't let me post it. I had to change the word. So anyway, she was in an area of conflict, but let's just go ahead.
blocking and anything happening like that. So everything is good. We are safe and sound, and we're just trying to get as much information as possible. And I'm just trying to stay calm. I really don't even want to be out here on these streets. I feel it like it's really weird, and I'm just, yeah. Um,
Yeah, so this was the intro. So let's just move on to what came next.
just a little update since I have been at my teammate's house. We have had only one shelter in place moment. There have been multiple alarms. but the alarms don't necessarily mean that we do have to shelter in place. Sometimes they're a warning alarm. Sometimes they will just let you know, hey, in a couple of minutes, you may need to go shelter in place. There have been sounds of booms in the distance, so that has been something.
And just to give a little bit more intel about Destiny, she is in Israel because she plays professional basketball there. And then she tells more about her story. So if you're interested in following her on Instagram, this is her handle. It's all consonants, no vowels. And I think her real last name is like Little John. I'll find it and put it in the chat. But anyway, so let's finish listening. But it gets more intense. So this is about 11 hours ago. Yep, 11 hours ago. So
In fact, there were just some going off in the distance. We did, however, just get an alert. We get these alerts on our phone that says alerts are expected in a few minutes. Find the best protection around. When receiving an alert, enter the protected space until further notice. So we will get those, and sometimes they will follow with actually having the shelter in place. And other times we will get those, and a shelter in place does not happen. So we'll just wait and see what happens. But yes.
So now let's fast forward to what happened next.
Okay, update y'all. There's no siren going on right now, and yet there's these things in the sky blowing up. Pretty sure they're either missiles.
Well, actually, there was something else that happened that I wanted you to see before we got to that. Hold on a second.
I'm currently walking to the safe room. Definitely heard about 3-4 BOMB noises. Trying to stay calm. There goes the siren again, y'all. I'm trying to find this safe room, but I can't find it. Jesus Christ. I don't think this is the right. I don't think this is the right way. I don't see a blue gate at all. No, that's not right. The sirens are just getting louder and louder. Okay, I found it, I think. All right, walking down to the safe room now. I'm walking down to it.
What?
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Where is it? You didn't hear that? Oh, fuck me. Baby, I don't...
Okay, so she's talking to her boyfriend, but it gets worse. So let's go ahead and just go to that, and then we'll talk more about what's going on and what can potentially go on. So let's go to the 11:11. I think.
Okay, update y'all. There's no siren going on right now, and yet there's these things in the sky blowing up. Pretty sure they're either missiles or drones. Either way, we've seen them blow up in the sky, multiple of them, very, very close to us, actually. So I was just saying that it was very quiet, and it's not quiet.
We're seeing them like blowing up in the sky.
We're not really sure what it is, but I'll put the video here, and you guys can see. Jesus Christ! Look! Over there! Oh my God!
Do it, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not a star. Anybody would like to tell me what that is? Please let me know. Please let me know.
But usually it's like a couple of them.
No, that's definitely a.
No!
Oh shit! Oh, wait!
Yo, there's loads of them, bro.
Wait! Look! Those are drones. I think those are drones.
So some people were saying that these were missile detectors or something like that, and so Um, yeah, please follow her. She hasn't posted anything since that, and so um, just hoping and praying that she is um Littleton is her last name. So her name is Destiny Littleton. Um yeah. So I also wanted to hold on a second. Let me stop sharing this for a second. I also wanted to share what's going on in Dubai as well as um Doha. Well, Qatar airport, Doha airport, excuse me. Um Give me a second because this is literally something that I started warning people about the day before when I knew it was serious, serious. So if you follow any of my travel channels, you will know that I try to share that evacuation advisories were completely global at that point. So many countries were demanding that their citizens return home immediately. And so just seeing people stuck now can be a little, heart wrenching. Hi, Miss Wendy. Good. I had to read to see you. Hi, Miss Wendy. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. You knew there was a conflict, but didn't know it's escalated. So, yeah, let me just pull up what is happening in Dubai. I saved a couple of people who posted, and hold on. Okay, I'll just go through some of the saved ones that I have. Okay. Okay. Let me share the screen. I'll remove this, stop this. Yeah, so it is definitely a time where we just need to be aware of what's happening and what can possibly happen. And that's where the connecting the dots kind of comes into play. And we'll get into that. And if you're in here now, just go ahead, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe. My energy right now is on a whole a level of being, it's a strange level for me. So, but can y'all see the screen? Oh, there we go. So let me go ahead and play this.
All right, so currently in the lobby of my hotel. Y'all probably can hear the emergency message going off. A bomb just hit. I'm not too far away. Kind of felt like an earthquake. Very loud noise. Everybody phones going off. Ain't gonna lie, it's kind of crazy, y'all. The lady across the hall from us said she's Lebanese and this is nothing. She's experienced it before. So it kind of made us feel better, but I ain't gonna lie, growing up in the States, we ain't really deal with stuff like this. So just trying to keep calm through it all, uh, remain prayed up, and yeah, everybody is making their way down to the lobby, starting to fill up. You can like literally smell the debris. You can smell it. Got babies here. So hopefully they got an underground bunker or something in this hotel. This shit crazy though. So I don't know when we go get back to the States, but I am confident that we will. Not panicking. Keep faith in God. I know that we protected by Him. but it's definitely an eye-opening situation. So yeah.
Yeah. So this is Abram Mitchell. I think he's based out of Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. And he does real estate and some other things and just made it to Dubai. I don't remember when, but it was, I want to say within the week, right? And then this happens. And so this is the type of world we're living in right now and what we need to be prepared for. And the one of the dots that I think we really need to connect, you know, as someone who has ran a travel community since 2017, 2018, it's what concerns me most is that we don't pay attention to how intertwined things are, right? So, some of the comments I got from posting yesterday talking about some of the countries that were ordering immediate evacuation was, well, who wants to go to these places anyway? And while there's a lot of people that wanted to go to these places, even if you did not want to go to said place, right? What people need to really pay attention to is how this shutdown of this airspace can affect what's going on here in the US. Flights that were supposed to return from the Middle East or head to the Middle East or even to parts of Europe will all be impacted. And it may not be the places that ordered the, evacuations or the advisories. Those may not be places everyone wants to go. It may not be someplace you would want to go, but the place that you may want to go can very well be impacted. There are so many videos out there of people in Europe whose flights are impacted. So let me go ahead and I want to show you a couple other videos, but what I want to do first is to really make sure that when we hear these things, even if you don't think you're directly impacted, you are directly impacted. We are directly impacted. And we haven't even talked about the retaliatory efforts that may come down the pike, right? And so, what can that look like? What can that look like here in the States? Are you prepared? And that's not to say be fearful, because if you're prepared, you won't be fearful. But let's just say there's sleeper cells, right? There's all, and there's propaganda as well. And so, what can that look like? Because the one thing I wanted to show as well, let me see if I could pull this up real quick, is that none of our information is safe here, y'all. None of our information is safe. And I'm going to share this video for those who haven't seen it. Just to remind us, like, we are dealing with, can I say inadequate? Well, things that used to be classified are no longer classified. And so, oh, did they take the video down? No way. He couldn't have. He could not have. I saved it on TikTok. So let me find it there. Oh, you know what? I think I saved it on my phone. Let me see where that is. But if you have any plans for travel in 2026, please make sure you have the most appropriate travel insurance out there. Make sure it includes cancel for any reason, which is a premium. It costs more, but it may save you a lot, because if flights get canceled due to acts of war, not all insurance covers that. And so I want you to, this is so crazy. They must have took it down. But I recorded it. But yeah, so please be prepared, because no one knows what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, what the, like I said, retaliatory um repercussions may be. And so yeah. Okay, so why is this just not popping up? Okay, it's not popping up, but I'm going to get it on TikTok. I promise you, because TikTok still delivers right now. Okay. Here it is. Okay, here we go. Let me remove this, add this. Oh, someone else just joined the group. Hey. Oh, hey, bold bro. You're in Cambodia. Listen. I'm so happy to hear that my peoples are out from this mess, this madness. But I want everyone to listen to this interview if you haven't heard it already. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and press play and then we'll address it. So this was what is it? Mark Garagos, I think is his name. A head attorney, a celebrity attorney, I should say. And he was in a bar on Friday, well, a restaurant. He was at, and he'll tell the story. But this was yesterday. He's in a restaurant, and I'll let him take it from there.
Washington, D.C., Joe Stone Crab.
Could you have picked, where are you?
Washington, D.C., Joe Stone Crab.
Could you have picked a more crowded restaurant?
No. And in fact, if I were to tell you what I was overhearing at the next table, you'd die.
Oh, I think I'm going to ask you that. Okay, here we go. You're in Washington, D.C. You could have gone to a million places to do a podcast where it was calm, and you choose Joe's Stone Crab.
Correct. What? And by the way, do you know why? Because I actually was going to leave, but the conversation that I was overhearing on the next table over was so fascinating I couldn't leave.
Oh, spill it. Spill it.
I think things are happening by the time this drops in Iran is what I'll leave it at that.
You're kidding me. Somebody from the government was next to you?
I'm just going to leave it at that.
No.
By the way, my meal is getting cold.
I don't care. I'll buy you another meal. I'll buy you another meal. What did they say?
that today is the day. Friday is we're sitting here.
Are you serious?
I literally just heard it at the next table. So I'll leave it at that.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Wild. It's wild where the times we're living in.
Oh my God.
I'll see you next week, Harvey. Thank you.
Bye, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Where are you?
Washington, D.C., Joe Stone Crab.
Talking about classified information, extremely classified information being shared at a restaurant, a public restaurant, Joe's Crab, in Washington, D.C., for the people next door sitting next to you to hear. Like, this is beyond. This is beyond. What's the movie? Was it where you just felt like you were going in circles, like dog? No, I can't remember the name of the movie, but this is beyond that. And it is insane that someone can be giving that type of information out that freely without being, behind steel doors. Like this is insane. So there was another. Oh, so I did want to connect the dots before I got into what's happening in Kuwait right now. So in Kuwait, so we talked about Dubai with people. Um, the alerts just went off again. They had a moment of calm, then some more bombing happened around 1 o'clock in the morning there, or it sounds of bombing. I don't know if you've seen what happened to the Palms. Um, what is it? The Five Palms Jeremiah. I think I'm saying that right. Hotel, which I've been to, beautiful hotel. Um, very known for its kind of like opulence and the people that they cater to. And also there was another one of their elite hotels is on fire from some debris. But anyway, back to Dubai. Dubai's airport, supposedly part of it got hit by debris. People unfortunately have to shelter in place at the airport. There is no inbound or outbound airports, I mean, airlines, flights. There are no inbound or outbound flights. People were stuck in between gates because you have to take one of those tram things to gate. The tram stopped running. And it is, like I said, the busiest international airport. So just imagine the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people just stuck, right? And then you got things, flying in the air. And um the same with Kuwait. Kuwait's airport was hit. That airport is completely shut down. There are military people stationed in Kuwait. Absolutely it is absolutely beyond reasonable comprehension why so many places are accidentally getting debris. Like these places, like who's some saying it's debris from Iran, then others are saying it's debris from, our strikes. I don't know. And I do know that I don't watch the news here to get the news. I have to watch the international news to have a chance of really understanding what is going on. And so we talked about Dubai, we talked about Kuwait, both airports completely um, well, not completely, but have been hit in some way, shape, form, or fashion. No flights in or out. Um, Mexico, we see what happened last week there, right? In two of the most major cities, populous cities, Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. And the overall consensus, and I don't know if LJ is still here, but I wish there was a way to speak to you right now. But if anyone who knows people in the military that have spent time in combat, all believe that war is imminent. And we've been talking about this, for a long time on this channel. I want everyone who has young children or grandchildren, and when I say young, I mean military age young, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, to have some plans. Um, I want everyone to at least have a passport, right? There are a lot of things happening. I don't know if you've heard about libraries being prohibited from providing passport application assistance or processing. And the Brooklyn Museum here in New York, which is one of the biggest passport processing agencies outside of the actual government passport processing agency, just got shut down yesterday or today. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. They're making it more difficult, right, for people to get access to certain things. That also includes the announcement that was made by Dr. Oz and what was it? Who was it? JD Vance, I think it was. And does anyone remember, or did they hear the cuts that were made across the board? There is a national moratorium, and I want to get the exact wording because I don't want to. Yeah, so there is a national let me get this right. It started off that it was supposed to just be Minnesota, right? And then they came out and they completely here we go. There's a national moratorium on payments to Medicaid for certain things. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to pull up. I got so many windows open. And it's supposed to be based in fraud, but it will include everything from wheelchairs to prosthetics to I said prosthetics, oxygen tanks. Am I getting this right? To withhold minutes. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. I have so many windows open and I just don't want to give you the wrong information. But the cuts that are also happening directly, there's a direct connection, a clear connection to what is happening in the world right now, with funding, with moving money. Like, wars cost money. And okay, here we go. $259 million of funding for Medicaid programs. Well, this is in Minnesota, and I think that goes in effect like immediately. But yeah, we'll talk more about like following the money in a whole separate video. But if you read some of the comments from high-ranking officials that are no longer part of the government, you will see that, all of this is smoke and mirrors. Unfortunately, there will be, loss of life and casualties because of the smoke and mirrors, but there are direct links and direct connections. And when you think about the other thing I wanted to bring up, things like cutting out Job Corps, right? They had to, well, I won't say they had to. One of the easiest ways to get people to sign their lives away to go into war is to get the ones that are depressed, not depressed mentally, depressed fiscally, financially. They don't have the funds. They have no steady place to live. And these young people will be more than happy to sign over their life, their name, in order to get a check, to have stability. And so, again, just paying attention to everything that's happening and connecting the dots versus, I keep hearing, oh, release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. Let me tell you something. That's what they want us saying. That's exactly where they want our head to be while they're over here doing stuff like they did today. and stuff that happened last week in Mexico, and more stuff that's going to come. Um, and so I really want to come back and start doing, you know, regular, let's review Project 2030. Let's see what alternatives are. Please, again, and if you're not following Black Travel and Culture, do so, because I also give tips out for like things like, if you can't afford a passport, do you qualify for certain programs? Um, like, are you some colleges, do you have a child or a grandchild in college right now? Some colleges offset the cost of students passports that are in need. You may have to, write some essays or things like that, but let's make sure we at least start with the beginning, the basics. I also want us, if we live in major cities, right, if we live in big cities, that could potentially be a target, you know, have these conversations with especially with the young ones. Make sure you're connected to your family. Make sure you're connected to the seniors that may, be by themselves, or, you know, I put a list together today of people that I am literally calling. Sunday used to be phone call day, right? Tomorrow, I put a list of people together that I am going to literally call and at least have a 10-minute conversation with each person, letting them know to put my number at the top of their list. Put, there may be, other people numbers that I'll give them in my family, whatever, but not to be home nervous, worrying that nobody is thinking about them. And so, yeah, it's just so much going on today. I did want to also show you what the fire looked like in Dubai. So I'm going to pull that up next if you haven't seen it. Hey, Shell, how are you? Pray that you are safe and staying away from the news. I'm here to bring you the news, girl. I'm here to bring you the news. But I'm going to pull up the Palm Jamira. I always Jamira. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to pull that up right now so you can take a look at what that looked like. There are people. Oh, do I want to share? Yep. There are people literally in the. Oh my gosh, this is what my friend was telling me about. Okay, let me just pull up the fire first. And then I am going to come back. I have a class tomorrow. I'm going to try to come back tomorrow afternoon, just with resources that I want us to know. Actually, that's what I'm going to do first, because just in case people have to jump off, I do want you to know that what we can immediately, right, expect. And when I say immediately, not like tomorrow, but what some of the fallout will be. I tell you, I have like 800 tabs open, so give me a second. Okay, so here are some of the things that we can expect. Oh goodness. Number one, we talked about it, and that includes casualties, service members, unfortunately, some innocent bystanders. We also can expect a heightened terrorism and security threats. So your day may look different driving, your normal route from point A to point B, depending on what you pass getting from point A to point B. Are there government buildings? Are there highly, classified offices in and around wherever you travel? Well, traffic may look different, detours may happen, increased alerts for US cities. and certain infrastructures. So if there's like monuments, listen, I'm in New York, so there's a whole bunch of stuff that, could be, y'all know, 9/11. Listen, we unfortunately tend to um, be a target. And then there was an impromptu meeting with our mayor. Was it Friday, Thursday, whatever? It wasn't even on his calendar. He just up and went to DC and had a meeting with the president. And nobody really knows what that meeting was about. But anyway, we just have to, be vigilant, be aware. Um, when it comes to the airports and when they do open back up, oh, that was the other, listen, with them stopping global entry and having the right to stop TSA pre-check at any time, all of these are part of the puzzle. All of these announcements, decisions are part of the bigger plan. And airports will be, with what's going on now, impacted even when they open back up. So be prepared for much longer lines if you are traveling. Um, let me just make sure I'm covering everything. Also, cyber attacks. I think there was a quote that went out from the head of Iran, the leader of Iran, who the U.S. says they took out today. Things that they plan to do from a cyber um, standpoint. Then there's China, right? So it says even if there's no direct invasion from Iran to the U.S., not only could they, but their allies can also escalate cyber operations that can be targeted towards banks, utility companies, and government systems. So, yeah, again, we always keep cash in the house. We learned that a year and a half ago, right? We always keep cash, preferably low bills, small bills. Um, and we keep documents of everything we have in a bank or a financial institution. We keep paper documents, not digital only documents. We have hard copies of those. Again, we should, for those of you who have been rocking for a while, should know all of this. So I'm preaching to the choir. If you're new here, these are the things that we've been planning for a minute. And it may not happen, but you just always want to be prepared. But that also includes like the power grids. So it's not just, targeting banks, but power grids may be targeted, which could affect everything. So, and we saw what happened last year in a few countries with power grids going out for a couple of days. Yeah, and so and things that may happen sooner than later, but are not life and death sensitive, really, are higher prices in oil and gas. Also seas targets. So if you are planning a trip someplace this summer, also know that depending on where you're going, you have to do your due diligence and find out how high they are on the totem pole for, a potential terrorist or some type of retaliatory effort. And again, I pause when I talk when I'm on this platform because I know there's certain things I can and cannot say. So, what else? Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So those are the things we definitely need to be on the ready for. And if you don't have cash in your house, get some. Just you never want to be without any type of currency should there be it could be a regional blackout. It could just be, you know, the Midwest. But if you're in the Midwest and you don't have access to currency, then and there's a power outage, you can't use your debit card, you can't use your credit card, you can't use your tap to pay, your Apple Pay, your Google Pay, none of that, then you are at greater risk for everything. So, okay, so there was another video that I wanted to show, which was Dubai. So let me go ahead and share this, pull this up. And I can't see the screen, so I don't know if anybody said anything, but I will come back and check in a minute. Oh, okay, okay, you're safe. Yay. Trying to vibrate. Yes, I'm so glad. I am so glad that you and LJ are nowhere near this. Okay, so let me go ahead and play. I don't like to give them. Let's do BBC. This is Dubai. And if you've never been to Dubai or never, you know, watched any type of videos or anything, I want to show this as well. Dubai is filled of skyscrapers. It's a very wealthy city with luxury skyscrapers everywhere you turn. And so people from the 72nd floor are taking videos of smoke just coming from places that they're not used to it. But this is in Dubai. It's one of the hotels. I'm not sure if this is this is the same place. Well, the Five Palm that we were talking about earlier. But here's what it looks like in the parking garages and the basement. And someone I know is actually, I don't know if she's laying in the basement, but I know she was sheltering in the basement. Yeah. So these were guests at the 5-star Five Palm Hotel. And I'm not going to try to say the name again. That, yeah, once they thought things were okay in some parts, they were told to go underground. I'm just trying to see the ones that I saw earlier because now I don't trust all of these. Like, I really don't. So I had some saved. Let me see. I don't know. Yeah, I have them saved on my phone. I just don't know how to not save them here. But yeah, so I just wanted to really, like I said, come on and want us to stay connected because I know I have been literally. So and I'll say this real quick. I have not been giving back to the community. I have not been doing what I was doing over here. I've just been doing it someplace else because between things I know and things that I see, and I'm going to put "see" in quotes, I knew I had to not revamp, but revitalize my travel platform, which I had really let go while I was building over here. And now y'all see why, right? Between all of the and if y'all go to my Black Travel and Culture page, whoo child, since the beginning of January, I have been going extra hard with the primary message trying to make sure that our community does not keep losing money because we're not prepared for what is going to happen in 2026 in this world. And it started in January 1st, right? It was New Year's weekend, where airspaces were shut down in the Caribbean, one of the most populous places during that time of year. So many of us lost thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars because we were not adequately prepared with insurance. There have been so many others since then, including what happened in Mexico, including what's happening now in the Middle East. And I just need to really show this. Let me go to my page, like the map of where Iran is. And so let me play this. This is what I shared yesterday. There are many countries that have implemented new travel. Let me see. Just trying to warn the peoples. Because we so worried about the releasing of the Epstein files that we're not paying attention to things that we really need to pay attention to. So this is just over a minute. So warnings and/or advisories, and we're going to share them with you now. So if you haven't heard, there's some things brewing in the Middle East, and it is our job to keep you aware of what is going on, starting with Australia, who has advised their citizens to consider leaving Israel and Lebanon now, and has also offered voluntary departure arrangements for families of diplomatic staff in Israel, Lebanon, the UAE, Qatar, and Jordan. We're going to simply go over the other countries. No. There are many countries that have implemented new travel warnings and/or advisories, and we're going to. No, we did not make. There are many countries that have implemented what's going to happen. The area in question is Iran and is highlighted in red for your convenience. Next up is the UK, and they are advising against travel to parts of Lebanon. So this is really, I mean, you can watch this at your leisure, but I was trying to show the map down here. No, we didn't. And there are many countries that have implemented new travel warnings and/or advisories, and we're going to share them with you now. So if you haven't heard, there's some things brewing. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, let me see if y'all see what I'm saying. Oh no, you're not. Never mind. You can't see it. But anyway, at the bottom of the Middle East, and it is our job to keep you aware of what is going on, starting with Australia, who has everyone to see how many countries are in and around Iran. There are so many countries and waterways that are going to be impacted. And so, again, I want us to really just do, and when I say us, you know, I know some of us, we got it, but share this information. And that's what I also say in my videos. Please share this information. Even if you already know the information, share it. If you have a social media platform, share it. There's also a reason why, and I'm just going to, you know, shameless plug this and take it for what it's worth. But there's a reason why I have decided that tomorrow night, for anyone who is looking for, the one area that I did not share that this is going to impact is also careers, job market, things like that. Along with everything else impacting, especially Black women in that area. But if anyone is interested in the framework, building a social media community and or brand is one of the simplest things I know how to do. And I get paid decent amount of money for companies, and I have for many years, on how to bring awareness, grow their marketing strategies, including their social media platforms. And so tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am exposing that entire framework, one time only, in honor of Black History Month and then Women's History Month, as my I like to call it my little cause related initiative. And so again, if anyone's interested, it's on my community page. It's at 8 p.m. It's one time only. I promise you, it's one time only. So if you're interested or know somebody who's interested in creating a brand, when I tell you this is going to be the easiest time to do it, and this is why. We see the news cycle between January and today. There will never be, no, I shouldn't say that. This will be the most social media used time in our history. Everybody, oh, child, let me see what y'all saying. Okay, yeah. Everybody will be, eyes will be on their phones, on their computers, on their tablets. And if you're using social media on your TVs, there too. Everybody's eyes. And that just means more opportunity to find your tribe, find your audience, maximize your presence, maximize your income. And so anybody who's interested, like I said, the link is, and if you registered already, as soon as this, if you're in here and registered, as soon as this live is over, the first email goes out with the Zoom link, and then one more will go out at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The class is at 8. And so, yeah, I just want us to be, our heads to be completely in the stay ready so we don't have to get ready mode, right? And then also, I posted something today in honor of Black History Month from James Baldwin, and it's one of my favorite quotes. And we can't live in fear, right? We're not doing that. We cannot live in fear. Now, I know if we have loved ones who are in the military and may get deployed, of course, I get that type of energy of fear, right? That's a hard one. That is, I can't even imagine. I'm just so glad. Anyway, I can't even imagine. But when it comes to just day-to-day living, we are not going to live in fear. And as James Baldwin says, he was like, if you're afraid to die, you will never, ever truly live. And so I don't want us to, when I come and talk about, possible retaliation, possible targets, it's not with the thought process that, something's going to happen to us. It's with the thought process that we need to keep our eyes open. We need to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. And we just need to be prepared for anything. And so I really want us to, just come from that mindset. But yeah, so let me see. Was there anything else? I don't think there was anything else. I'm not gonna, we've been here over an hour. I didn't plan that. Well, I did, but I also planned to be on screen and I plan to be dressed, but I have been totally engrossed in not necessarily the news portion of what's going on, but the people portion of what's going on. And trying to keep up with messages that I'm getting, DM'd. And I between Facebook and IG, we're talking almost 400,000. Wait, Facebook, IG, and TikTok, we're talking almost 600,000 people. And so trying to keep up with real messages versus fake messages and be a responsible citizen, that has been challenging today. So again, I just wanted to come on today and really, for those of you who are away and maybe not paying attention, just try to summarize what's been going on and what we can expect. And if you are traveling and still plan on traveling, please make sure that you do your research. And when I say research, I'm not talking about just with the Department of State here. I'm talking about international. I'm talking about wherever it is that you're traveling to, check the news there and find out what's really going on. Join social groups, social media groups to get the real on what's really going on. And I'm still planning a trip to Mexico the end of April. I want to go the end of April to Guadalajara for an event. If I could get everything I need to get done, I'm going to do that. And then I'll be back at the end of the year. And I may also be announcing a group trip for the end of the year when I get to celebrate my permanent residency in December. So more about that. Okay. Let me see if there's any questions before we say good night. And if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that. I pray that everyone is safe. I pray that if you are part of any of the communities that I'm involved with, if you have any questions, you're emailing them to me. I have been this past week, I've been a little busy. So if you have emailed me, I know I have some emails I still need to answer, but for the most part, I'll probably get through those by Monday. And yeah, let me get to the screen to see if anybody has any questions. Oh, you know what? Let me add this to. Okay. Oh, you're so funny. Okay. Let me just put this down. So if anybody wants to join the social medias class, which is tomorrow at 8 p.m. The link is in the bottom. It's a small class. I love that I just announced it like 2 days ago too, but I do things when God tells me to. So, oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Grats on the PR. Hey, seriously. I think I responded to you. Did I respond to you today or yesterday, child? These days are just merging together. And I really need to start activating the school community a little bit more too. Oh, you're welcome, Out of the Shell. So very glad that you were able to join this evening, and super glad that everything is working out. Oh, that's the other place. I'm supposed to go to Panama too. I'm supposed to when I go to Mexico, I'm supposed to hit Guadalajara, by Playa del Carmen, of course, and Panama. So I have to up my oops. I have to up my travel insurance. I have to make sure my travel insurance includes all the things. So yeah. No, it wasn't your email, seriously. It was school. I think you had commented something in the school community, and I responded today or yesterday. And I with Shell too. So y'all should have responses from me to your post or your response. Oh gosh. It had to do with trading. So anyway, I responded either yesterday or today in the school community. So yeah. But anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to get a schedule back for YouTube now that my travel communities are pretty much back in the algorithm. And yeah, so I will I'll probably try to do once or twice a week on YouTube, just because I don't know everything our future holds, but I know some things. And I just know, as far as reach and the masses, the other platforms are going to get the information out quicker. So let me just say it like that. But I will come here for, like, our little either what a weeks or our, what's going on once or twice a week. I just need to see what March looks like. And so hopefully I'll be able to make an announcement this week on what the new schedule looks like. So anyway, thank you guys. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. Be safe. Keep your head on a swivel no matter where you are. And yeah, have that, to-go bag ready and some cash on hand. Anyway, everyone have a good night, and I'll talk to you probably by Monday or Tuesday. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye.